Very good evening, friends. Today with me is Dr. R.C. Jaloha, who is known in his field of psychiatry. He got retired from GB Pant Hospital and right now he is practicing in Paras Hospital, Gurgaon. You are aware, you are aware about our today's topic, and that is doctors don't take commission. See, let me give you an idea that how this topic comes to my mind. With my last video, which was on reputation of medical representatives, people asked this question: that what is the link between pharma and the doctors in between? Is there any commissions happening? So for this, we bring Dr. Jiloha, who has almost hundreds of students working in private sector and government sector across India. So let us hear some straightforward questions. Let us ask some straightforward questions to Dr. R.C. Jiloha. Welcome, Dr. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepak, for calling me for this very vital topic, which is an issue for almost everyone, including patients, their relatives, and the doctors themselves. It is a very pertinent topic you have selected. So please come over with the questions you have.
Sure, sir. Sir, my first question is, do doctors take commission?
This is really a very blunt question you have asked. When we graduate in medicine, we are administered an oath, what is known as Hippocratic Oath, which means that our all interests are less important than the patient's welfare. The patient's interest is above everything. That's what we are taught before we start our clinical practice. We are also taught ethics, that in ethics, we have to maintain the autonomy of the patient. Patient has to make decision about his treatment. Secondly, we are not to harm the patient with our action. Thirdly, the patient has to be benefited with our clinical skills. And fourthly, of course, we have to administer justice to the patient as far as disease or the problem is concerned. So with these, armed with these ethical issues, ethical principles, we enter into private practice or we enter a government job. A person, say for example, a surgeon who has recently passed out and he has topped in his class and he is a very bright clinician. But once he enters the market, people don't know him. They don't know about his credentials, about his ability to perform surgery. So he has to depend on someone to get the patients. So what he does is that he meets the local practitioners who are working in that particular area, because the general practitioner is the first contact for the patient. And from there only they are referred to the specialized doctors for further treatment in case they require it. So these specialists heavily depend on the general practitioners for getting patients. Since the general practitioner is favoring them, why should he favor? He should have some benefit out of that. So if he's taking benefit from that, you may call it cut practice or you may call commission, whatever name you may give. But this is the reality. This happens. But is it ethical? The question is this. See, according to the ethical guidelines, the patient's interest is above everything, means the patient should not be harmed in any way. That if the patient is referred to the appropriate person, if the general practitioner feels that yes, where I am referring the patient is an able person and he will definitely help the patient in ameliorating his problem, in that case, of course, it is okay because the patient's interest is not harmed. In the bargain, he gets benefited. That is a different story altogether.
Sir,
but to say that, yeah. So with this, yes, please.
Yeah. On asking the same, on asking the question on this, I want to ask this question: that why some doctors think, as you said, that they deserve commission because they are referring the patients from, or whether it is from doctors to doctor, whether it is from pharma industries to doctors, whether it is from diagnostic industries to doctors. Why they think that they deserve commissions without informing? So one is, yes, maybe the patient is getting benefited by this, but without informing or giving transparency to the doctor, to the patient, that because I am referring to you, I am taking commission. Is it happening?
Yes, definitely. There have been studies, and recently only in the Lancet there was an article in which it mentioned certain hospitals who every month send checks to the doctors for referring the patients to them. So some doctors feel that yes, they deserve it. There could be some valid reasons behind it. They should not use the illegal means, unethical means to get their things done. But at the same time, when a doctor enters into practice after a long training period, because you know that in medicine it takes quite a long period of time, so 5.5 years to graduate, and after that 3 more years after a competition to complete post graduation, and after that entering into the field where his future is totally uncertain, and he has got in the background his family to feed. In this kind of situation, if get some favor or he gets patients through someone without using unfair means, it could be something appropriate.
But is it transparent to patients? Because parent, you see, one of the main stakeholder in any of the, if it is a business, if I say it's a healthcare business, as you said, there are patients, there are hospitals, there are doctors. So the doctor refers one patient to another patient, and because of this referring, he is being benefited. Like LIC agents are getting benefited, but the patients or the customer knows that. But in this case, customer since doesn't know that, he may be feeling deceived that I come to a doctor with the thinking of unbiased referral that he will give to me, but he has referred because somebody is paying him something. So do you think that the transparency or the patient unit consent is not into this type of commissions?
Definitely, it cannot be a sinister activity. It has to be transparent. But unfortunately, after the introduction of corporate hospitals in the market, the so-called noble profession, historically it was called a noble profession, but now it has turned into an industry, and profit has become the thing of above everything. So in that situation, even the doctors also tend to hide from the patient that yes, for his own personal benefit, he is referring the patient. But that should not be there. The personal benefit, of course, is there. That could be a side product. But at the same time, the patient's interest should be kept in mind. Sometimes some doctors just refer the patient to the person who is giving more money to him uh, without evaluating his capability to deal with the situation. So that is unethical. That should not be done. If it is an appropriate person, and if the referring doctor feels that yes, referring the patient to that particular specialist will be helpful to the patient and it will benefit him, in that case, it is okay. And but there should be transparency. Patients should be told about it. It should not be hidden.
True, sir. Sir, given an imaginary situation, because I understand these questions are very tough and gray areas, but see, asking to a person who has always lived his life with integrity, with a lot of ethics. So that's why I bring you to this show. So giving an imaginary condition that people are, that the commissions are being transparent. No, suppose it goes transparent and patients are aware about who is taking commission and who is not taking commission. So what, according to you, he thinks of or he will go to a doctor who is taking commission or a doctor who is not taking commission? Where will the patient and caregivers go?
The patient's interest is to seek help. He will go to the person, he will go to the doctor where he is properly listened and where his problem is solved.
But given a condition where this is not so clear, because a patient doesn't know what is the difference between the two doctors of the same degree and even from the same institute with the same of experience. So when he has to choose, so given a condition that he knows that some doctor is taking referral money or another doctor is not taking referral money, what, according to you, his trust will be more? Which doctor he will choose?
See, in today's scenario, the patient-doctor relationship is gravely eroded.
True, sir.
That trust when they used to think, the patient used to think a doctor to be next to God.
True.
Uh, that situation is not there now.
Okay.
Now, patient is the consumer and the doctor is the service provider, like any other services.
Okay.
So he is not doing anything novel to the patient.
True.
When it's a noble work, in that case, the patient cannot expect any benefit. If it is a noble profession. But now it's no longer a noble profession. And in that, yes, doctor-patient relationship is definitely not that cordial. And a sort of mistrust is there in doctor also, in patient also, because of increasing number of litigations. Litigations are increasing because patient is not trusting the doctor. And he is charged of negligence because he deviates from his path. See, there are 4 things to be a honest doctor: that he doesn't deviate from his duty, he doesn't cause any damage to the patient, he is not found wanting, and of course, patient is not harmed or death doesn't occur because of his actions. So there are people, yes, doctors do their duty, but at the same time, there are some doctors who deviate from the path. Say, I'll give you just one example. Say there's a simple case of depression. Since I'm a psychiatrist, I'll talk of my own specialty. Patient of depression comes with very varied symptoms, including psychological as well as physical symptoms. Psychologically, he's very low mood, hopelessness, helplessness, crying spells, suicidal ideas. But at the same time, he may have physical symptoms like headache, generalized body pain, weakness. So what we do is that after we diagnose the patient, we give him a course of antidepressants, and within 2-3 months, the patient becomes all right. That is a simple way of treating the patient. There is another doctor to whom this patient goes. He sees that the patient is having headache. He will order him MRI, get MRI done. Since you have got headache for quite some time, refer to the neurologist. You have got gastric upset, refer to the gastroenterologist. Since you are feeling weakness and you have gained weight, let all hormonal assay be done. So all these investigations, he may defend them, that because the patient is coming with these symptoms, so that's why I'm investigating him fully. But at the same time, what is the justification when the is just speaking through his symptoms that he's suffering from depression? So this is a very tricky situation. There's a very thin line between ethics and non-ethics, unethical and non-ethical. So in such kind of situation, what doctors do, sometimes it becomes difficult to detect that yes, something unethical has happened, because they may have their own stand in justifying their clinical skills.
So you mean to say these are the gray areas where
very gray areas,
very gray areas, and where there is gray area and there is no crystal clear black and white, marketing plays a very important role, because a doctor can do that and cannot do that. It depends upon the doctor's wish, because at the end of the day, he can justify that gray area because the patient might need this. Because as you said, suppose if there is a diagnosis of patient depression, but headache, he may have some problem in the brain also. So to rule out, he is going for the MRI, but that may be in 1 in 1,000 patients.
Right.
Possibility. So in these gray areas, a doctor usually play around for referral or commissions, and it's very difficult to find out who is playing what, or at least giving the clear cut saying that what is right and what is wrong.
True.
Doctor, my next question is, see, I being, me, I'm Deepak, and I spent almost 16 years in this profession across North India. So I see, when I have met more than 5,000 doctors, and almost 80% of the doctors, in fact, more than that, have never asked commissions. So what makes that doctor so strong? Because ultimately they come from the same society where, people take, for doing things, people take favors. So doctor also come from the same society. What makes them so strong? What makes their value so strong that they don't go for commissions, or they restrict themselves only into the gray area? They don't go into the black area. How some doctors have so strong values? is it incurred in the institution when they study, or is it incurred by their sanskar in their family? So how it comes?
True, you are right. See, in the society, we have all kind of people. There are very good people, very honest people. There are dishonest people also. There are criminals also.
True.
In society, we have all kind of people, and so are in the medical profession. We have very good doctors who are very honest, very ethical, and they don't deviate from their ethics. There are people like this, and they don't feel the need of it. In today's world, competition has become so throat cutting that one tries to exceed another person in making money.
True.
Because the material things are coming, they are more valuable for them, and they link money making with success. That we are successful because we have got more money, and to some extent it could be true also. But at the same time, if you are imbibed with values of your profession, there are certain institutes which right from the very beginning they teach this kind of things. Where from I did my post graduation in psychiatry. At that time, it was about 40 years back. Talking of private practice at that time was something, a sort of taboo. That, oh, you are going in practice, you are going to make money. So those people of that generation who have passed out from there, and now they are practicing, of course, but they are following the ethics very strictly because they have been taught right from the beginning. But in today's world, it is survival of the fittest, because the competition has become so much that there is a rat race, not only among doctors, but everyone, in every field, in every profession, and they don't hesitate to use unfair means. That is, of course, a very sad story, but this is happening. This is the truth. This is the reality. This is happening.
So there are, see, in my experience, I have also seen there are students which comes out, especially the doctors, psychiatrists, and if they have some patients, and with some patients, and if they don't compromise their values, I have seen them flushing practice. So is it? I don't think so. So that is, you have to comment on. I don't think so that greater money means less of ethics, because in today's world, people, of course, go to a doctor who have more skill and who have more expertise and whom they can trust. So if a doctor is able to if a doctor has some patients, I have seen across in different states that a doctor have a flourishing practice and with a strong ethics with that. So do you think that a doctor with an ethics also earn good money in our society?
Yes, yes, why not? And probably that is the reward of their honesty, that they are having flourishing practice, because the patients also observe all these things and they know who is honest and who is not. You may or may not tell, you may not show your transparency, but they come to know it.
True.
So when the patients know that yes, this doctor is honest, this is he's an ethical professional, and he doesn't use unfair means, they will definitely like him. And flourishing practice is one of the aspects of his honesty only, and that all only leads to make him more and more money. But people have been using unfair means to make money. They want to become rich overnight. They want to. Yes, they want to use shortcuts. That is unethical. That should not be there.
So, what is your unit? If I through this media, if you can send your message to the doctors of the age between, especially between 28 to 38, because this is the time where they come as young doctors in the market in a private practice. What is your message to them regarding this topic?
My message, see, I don't have to give any special message to doctors, because they are well-read people, they are intelligent people. That's why they've chosen this field and they've come to this particular field of responsibility, because they have a enormous responsibility towards society. Society looks at doctors with a very high hope, looks them up. So they are responsible people. And what I want to say is that they have to keep patients' interest above their own interest. That's the only message I can give.
Dear viewers, dear patients, dear people, with today's conversation, it was very clear that the transformation is happening among the health care providers. If you think that there is something suspicious to a doctor whom you are visiting, go for second opinion, go to government hospital, take the expert, take the second view. But in any case, don't be in a doubt whether the patient, whether the doctor is taking commission or whether the doctor has given unethical review, because that will delay your diagnosis and treatment. It's very important that in today's world, you seek options. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.